The Holy Gospel for this Sunday is from the St. Mark, the 13th chapter, verses 1 through 8. As he came out of the temple, one of the disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what large stones and what large buildings." Then Jesus asked him, "Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left here upon another. All will be thrown down." When he was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will this be? And what will be the sign that all these things are about to be accomplished?" Then Jesus began to say to them, "Beware that no one leads you astray. Many will come in my name and say, 'I am he,' and they will lead many astray. When you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. This must take place, but the end is still to come. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places. There will be famines. This is but the beginning of the birth pangs." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
You may be seated. Good morning. I've got a PowerPoint about campus ministry. A couple things about myself before we get to that. I'm actually retired, but I moved down to Omaha after 15 years as a Lutheran campus pastor serving way up in Bemidji, Minnesota. Some of you might know a couple of good friends of mine who were pastors in Bemidji at Bethel Lutheran Church, Gary and Marge Danielson. Gary was a Dana College grad, and I think Marge was too. Good folks. So that's a Dana connection that I have. I'm been a campus pastor here in Omaha for a little over a year now, working with the Omaha Metro colleges and universities. So I work with UNO students and with the Metro Community College students, Iowa Western, what am I forgetting? UNO, College of St. Mary's, a couple other ones. So we have students kind of coming from all over. Campus ministry is a unique thing. I'll tell you one thing that my pastor friends in Bemidji used to kind of kid me good-naturedly. We used to have a Bible study every Tuesday morning, and I would go there, and they would say, "Oh, Pastor Jim, we do all the real work of ministry. You just sit around, eat pizza with your college students, and get paid for it." And after about a year of that, I finally said to them, "Do you know the difference between your ministry and mine?" And they had to, of course, ask, "What?" And I said, "If I don't go out every fall and recruit my congregation, I don't have one." Then they went, "Ooh." The turnover in campus ministry, you lose about a third of your students every year. Graduation, transfer, get a job, join the service. So it is a very unique ministry. So here's what's happening in Nebraska. This is our purpose statement for Nebraska Lutheran Campus Ministry. It's a synod-wide, statewide organization. John Fredericks is the director of it. He has an office in Omaha. And this is, we are at 4-year universities, 2-year community colleges, and private colleges. Every place has a outreach person. In some cases they're ordained, in some places they're not. Keep her there for a minute, Chris. Our undergrad group we call NEMO, for Nebraska Metro Omaha Campus Ministry. And that name was intentional because we don't have a building as such. When the group was formed, they would jump around from coffee shop to coffee shop. So the idea was, although they met every week, it was like, "Where's Nemo this week? Can you find Nemo?" Pretty clever, huh? Now we have an office at St. Timothy Lutheran Church on 93rd and Dodge, so we kind of meet there every week. That's the undergraduate group. We've got a group for young adults who are out of college. And that's a fun bunch. And then we're hoping to start a third group up in North Omaha, so we've been working on that this year. Okay, now we can go ahead. This is a word cloud of key words that all the campus ministry groups did a survey, and welcoming came out as the number one. Community, you'll see up there, inclusive, accepting. So these are the different adjectives that the undergrad students use to describe how they feel about their group when it meets. Community. A campus pastor, a buddy of mine, he wrote this: college is a place where you are judged on your performance and you are graded based on the expectations of the professors and in comparison with your peers. Being invited into community means you are welcomed into a sacred space where you are not judged based on what you know or your last grade, but you are accepted as someone made in the image of God. That is really crucial, folks, because if you're a freshman down there at UNO and there's 400 people in your intro class, you are a number, and you need to have a smaller group where you can be a person. Campus ministry, we create opportunities for young adults to be safe, be accepted, and be valued by who they are and whose they are. So we gather as undergrads. The NEMO group gathers every Thursday for an hour and a half, and sometimes we worship at different churches. We do a service project or a fun event, and you'll see some photos of those coming up. So this is some of the things that we've done. We've worshiped at several ELCA churches on a Sunday around Omaha. We worshiped with the Creighton University. They have a Protestant campus ministry too. And so I actually led the chapel thing there. And we visited Vallis Pumpkin Patch, bowling, mini golfing, campfires. We helped at Halloween events. We made fleece blankets, and that actually is our project coming up again. The Youth Emergency Services Drop-In Center for teenagers. They really love those. And we made blessing bags for the homeless. So if you pull up to an intersection and hear somebody, you give them a bag full of toiletries and water and stuff, and you can give them that. And we sometimes include a dollar bill or whatever in there, but you're not giving money, you're giving help to people. So, and now we are at St. Timothy Lutheran. They had a spare office, so our students decorated it. And we signed a covenant so we can use the space, and it's really a good deal. And they have a chapel that we use as well. So here's the building, the office. Some students don't like the cameras, so they turn away all the time. This is Pastor Kathy and me and John Fredericks up getting the covenant signed that morning. This is some photos from Vallis Pumpkin Patch. It was bitterly cold a year ago. This year was a lot better. And we tend to have a lot of fun with this group, as you can tell. Most of you have been to Vallis. It's a lot of walking, and for me, if you're old and have bad legs, it's quite the challenge. We made fleece. This is the fleece blankets when we did this. They went and bought all the fleece at one of the local stores. The students did this on their own. And here we are cutting the strips. I had to be shown how to tie these because I was tying them wrong. The guys got into it. There was even a contest to see who could finish their blankets quicker. Here they're pointing to their favorite race car in this pattern. And here is the students at the Youth Emergency Services building. That's right by Kuntz Lutheran, by the way, is where that is. And they made blessing bags a month ago to give to the homeless. And they look kind of like this. You get the big plastic seal bags, and you can stuff whatever you want in them. And there's Hosanna, and she's pointing to the table full of them. And we always like campfires. This is always a good thing to do. Summer here in town, we were up at Jacob Gardner's place, right outside of town, and we blew off a bunch of fireworks in September that were left over. So that was fun. Here we are out at Jacob's place doing some kind of a race. and roasting hot dogs. We have a banner we take with us, and we have photos that we take with us sometimes when we go out. We did miniature golf. I must be demonstrating proper procedure here or something. Our students, we golfed with the Lutheran Volunteer Corps project as a fundraiser, so we had students who actually at least could swing the clubs, and they had a fun time. And they loved the fact that there was a cow next door to the golf course. That was a highlight for them. We went bowling. Community can be fun, it can be learning, it can be a lot of different things, but you kind of let the students help with the events that we do. This is out at Carol Joy Holling, a retreat. This is our students helped with the Halloween party a couple weeks ago, trunk or treat at Morningstar Lutheran, and one had the dinosaur costume. So all the kids came up to high-five the dinosaur. And here they are handing out the trunk or treat events down there. The Garden Grads, the older group, loves to get together and play trivia and table games. So we do that a lot, probably twice a month. I've learned how much I know and how much I don't know in trivia. And table games, this was huge all of last year. Every possible kind of table game that you can think of, they were doing. That's Evan Christensen. He and his wife are now in seminary out east, and I'm not sure which seminary they're at. I should know that. And here, this is a Catan game, of course. Many of you know probably what that's like. Here we are out at Applebee's having appetizers one night. And this is some of our students at Urban Abbey, which is downtown in Omaha, and we were there for an afternoon worship service so we could go on Sunday. Here we are playing trivia at Farnham House Brewery Company. And this was our Halloween in North Omaha. Our Viking students were chasing away the dinosaur who stopped by, or the dragon, I should say. He was a dragon. And this is our students with these plastic Viking shields. And as we're kind of working to the end of the slideshow here, we're trying to get a new group started in North Omaha. We've never done stuff like this. Lutherans, as you know, are not exactly known for being multicultural. So we're trying to start a group in North Omaha. And it's an adventure. We hope to get something going by the spring semester. And so we really could use your prayers. If you have young people who are going away to college, if you search on your laptop for Lumen, Lumen is the abbreviation for Lutheran Campus Ministry. So if you simply type in your Google search Lumen ELCA, you'll probably get to the screen that you need to get to. And you will be able to find who are the campus ministry staff and sites all over the U.S. So we have people at 10 sites here in Nebraska. The church colleges are awesome. There's 26 ELCA church colleges. I am part of the group that works with the state schools. We're not on the staff. I'm not connected to UNO officially, but we kind of work alongside the students and the staff, faculty, administration, trying to reach out to the people involved there. So again, if you want to find out more information, Lumen ELCA, and you can find that out. And I think that might be it. So, finishing up, I love doing this work. I'm getting older, a little longer in the tooth. I no longer say how old I am in years. I think of it like computer games, where as you advance, you get to higher levels. So I'm now at level 68, and I'm darn proud of it. So as long as I have energy and don't get super worn out, I'll probably keep doing this. I've been in 2 regular parishes and 2 other campus ministries before moving down here to Omaha. 30 years ago, I was a campus pastor at the University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh, where I got my start. And then, like I said, I was a campus pastor in Bemidji, Minnesota, for 15 years, retired from there, moved down here. And college students are an adventure. They are a lot of fun. There's an energy there, and there's an enthusiasm there. We have Bible studies almost every week when we meet on Thursday nights. And we did a Bible study that involved different ways to pray a week and a half ago, where the idea was to sit and to listen and to be quiet and to breathe. And instead of you talking to God, how about just listening to God and quieting your mind? And it was powerful, and the students had never had anything like that they had a chance to experience. So lots of stuff that we do. We welcome your prayers. We appreciate your support. And if you have any questions, I'll be around after the worship. I'm fighting a cold, so I'm not really going to be able to shake hands, and I keep sipping coffee to lubricate my throat. But I think I could probably talk for a little while carefully, although I got to kind of save my voice for the next service as well. So thank you for your support, and it's been a pleasure being up here.